And 3, 2, 1, action. We are live. We are live. Fuck it, we're gonna do it live. Ugh. Your first sip's gotta be down to the label, or it doesn't count. The first sip has to be down to the label, or it doesn't count. It doesn't count. That was a Conor McGregor joke. If you didn't get it, I'm the last person on earth that should be doing I'm the last person on earth that should be doing impressions. It's not my thing. I'm not good at it. I don't practice. Impressions are not my thing. So fuck you if you're making fun of my Conor McGregor impression. Hey, look, there's Roscoe in the background. Hey, Roscoe, come here. Come here. Hop up here. Hop up here, boy. Hey, that's Roscoe. That's Roscoe. What's up, Roscoe? Say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Say hello. Look, say hello. Say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Oh, yes, Roscoe. Roscoe's a cutie pie. Okay, you're getting hair all over my shirt. Yep, my shirt's been a casualty. All right, now he's gonna keep my crotch warm the entire episode. He's gonna lay between my crotch. Yeah, dude, get your head out of my dick, bro, please. All right. Anyways, on topic, on track. You're gonna notice that about me is I'm very squirrely, you know, like acorns and shit. I don't know. Anyways, all right. First thing I want to talk about. Who am I? Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you? What did I just click on? Because this is your first ever YouTube video. Oh my god, that feels so cool to say. This is my first ever YouTube video, and as a 21-year-old male, it's a little cringe to say that. Damn, this cinnamon is good. I haven't had a cinnamon nicotine pouch in a while. Stop it. Relax. I'm working. Is it work if you love it? I don't know. That's for you to decide. So back up, rewind. Okay, what are we even talking about here? This is exactly what we're talking about. My name is Cody, and this is Overkill MMA. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Overkill MMA. You're gonna find out why it's called Overkill MMA very soon. I think when I touch the table, it's shaking the camera. This is my first YouTube video ever. We're gonna work through it. We're gonna make it better and better. We're gonna work through it. We'll fix that next time. But for now, that's my Fitness Pal, an app that I don't use because my friend Aiden showed me a much better version that you don't have to pay for. These money-hungry billionaires. Anyways, Overkill MMA. Right, self-explanatory, the MMA part. This channel is going to be mainly MMA, right? Not just the UFC. This is not UFC exclusive content. This is much more than the UFC. So, backstory on me. My name's Cody. Obviously, I think I've said that a few times. The way in which I'm speaking, if I have an accent or whatever, I would like for you guys to guess. Comment down below where you think I'm from, because I'm not going to tell you. I will tell you this. Actually, should I tell you that? Because I could totally be in Canada. Or Australia. Well, no, if I was in Australia, I'd probably have an Australian accent. It's in America. I do live in the great and powerful United States of America, the greatest country to ever exist ever. And that's how you know I'm American, because only an American would be that arrogant about their country whenever we're actually not doing that great right now. I'm gonna be honest. The election was fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm not a guy that likes to throw around the F word, but the election was fucking amazing. Dude, you have no idea, bro. We are struggling. We, over here in America, are fucking struggling. I'm not like the highest earner, but I'm not like the lowest earner. And we're fucking struggling, dude. Like, groceries is fucking ridiculous. Like, bro, you go to the grocery store and you're just trying to get a decent meal. You're just trying to get decent food for the week, right? For like 1 week, you're trying to get a decent food, right? Feed yourself 200 grams protein a day, right? 300 grams carbs, like 300 grams fat, like basic diet, for an active person. Get your dog some ground beef, some peanut butter, some honey, all the essentials to life. Liquid death, an essential to life. What the fuck just happened? I don't know, foam just started to come out of my mouth. No cuts. Fuck you, no editing, straight through. First take Drake, that's me. Anyways, I completely lost where I was. Anyways, yes. Bro, going to the grocery store is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, bro. I am 21 years old, and when I go to the grocery store to buy food for me and my dog, it is absolutely ridiculous. Here's the thing. I don't feed my dog food bought from a store that has ground up trash in it. Have you ever seen the videos? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, it's shaking too much. This is pissing me off. Why is it shaking too much? I really hope that's not bothering you guys. I'm going to try to refrain from touching the table, but I'm going to have to look at my laptop and do things on my laptop, and it's going to fuck everything up because the camera is shaking. It's actually my iPhone. But anyways, back to what I was saying. It's like $250, $300, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely unacceptable, ridiculous. And Donald J. Trump, the greatest president America's ever seen. God, I'm gonna get murdered. I'm gonna get murdered. No one's gonna like me. No one's gonna want to watch my videos because of how arrogant. I'm not arrogant, guys. Look, listen. I'm not arrogant. I do martial arts. I'm not arrogant. Okay. I don't know how that goes. Speaking of, that doesn't make sense. You can do martial arts and be arrogant, but just look at Ian Gary, who's fighting this weekend. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's tea. Anyways, Roscoe's keeping my foot nice and warm right now. It's actually pretty nice. So the first thing that I want to do, outside of America's great, Donald Trump's great, Donald Trump great, bring groceries down, bring gas down, everything's gonna be amazing. RFK is gonna get rid of the fucking disgusting chemicals in our food. We're gonna bring red meat back. It's gonna be fucking amazing. America's up, baby. America's up. Relax, you're good. Chill. Don't fucking eat anything. Moving on into things that are related to the channel. So, how I got into the UFC, how I got into MMA. So, my story is when I was in elementary school, I played football all through elementary school. I played soccer, baseball, all of those types of things. My mother had me in all the sports, mainly because she just didn't want to take care of me and she just wanted a daycare. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, one day, I hated soccer, I hated baseball, I hated football, I hated all of that. All of those gay-ass faggot sports. Let's just be real here. What are you gonna play with a ball? You're gonna kick a ball? Or you're gonna run around and kick a ball into the fucking goal? And kick a ball into a net? So I'm gonna push this guy over. Oh, red flag. Ooh, you touched him. You're not allowed to do that. What, are you a baseball fan or something? You a fucking soccer fan? Get out of here. What are you doing? Stop molesting me. Stop it. I will call the police department. Or should I say animal control? Bro, you're shaking the camera, dude. All right, now that interruption's over, we're 9 minutes in. If you have TikTok brain, you need to get the fuck out of here. Don't be here. If you have TikTok brain and you're used to 10-second, 20-second, 30-second videos, you need to leave now because my content is long-form content. I don't know if this video will be finished uploading before I go to bed. Also, the phone was on 35% when we started. I don't know if we're going to make it through the whole video because at the rate we're going, it looks like we're going to be here for a while. Anyways, one day in elementary school, Cody found his sport, and that is wrestling. Wrestling is the core of who I am. I love wrestling with every ounce of my soul, man. I almost love wrestling as much as I love Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Shout out to the Orthodox Church, the one and only true church, the the first church, the true church, God's church, Jesus' church. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I just thought that was a great way to slide that in there, because you always have to pay respect. Right? I understand Khabib's a Muslim. I don't care. Okay? That's a good thing. You understand that. That means me? No. God? Yes. That's all. It's all God, right? I thought that was a strategic way to weave in God and give him a little shout out in my first ever YouTube video. Anyways, I sound crazy to say this is my first ever YouTube video. This is going on the internet where people are going to watch it. Like 7 people are probably going to watch this. It's just crazy. Anyways, I found my sport, wrestling, right? So in elementary school, I started wrestling and I was just naturally really, really good at it. But the state in which I'm from, I'm not going to say because I want people to guess. And I'm new to the whole internet thing. I don't know how public I need to be right now with like how specific I need to be. Like, I live in Hawaii and I live in this county of Hawaii. You should, yeah. I mean, I'm not anybody special, but I don't know if I should be giving that information up because I am going to be going into the military pretty soon. And I don't know if there needs to be videos of me on the internet talking about where I live. I don't know that that's a thing. I also don't like how this shirt is making me look very small right now. I'm not small, okay? You need to understand I'm not small. Insecurity. So here's the thing. Elementary school, the state in which I'm from is not a wrestling state. We are dog shit at wrestling, which narrows it down. But yes, so I was wrestling for a rec department. And long story short, we had to have a wrestle off to make the team, and I barely lost. I think I was 1 point down. I needed an escape, and I would have won the match, and I would have made the elementary school team, or the rec department team. Anyways, so yeah, 1 year in elementary school, and then I get to middle school, and I don't know where you're watching this from, but in America, middle school, 6th grade, middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And you're not allowed to play sports in the 6th grade. You're not allowed to play sports, which is honestly probably fair if schools meant anything. Because, if you were actually learning stuff at school, you probably should not be allowed to play sports to, like, get acclimated to, like, this new environment. Because that's what they always told us. It was like, no sports your 6th grade year because we need you to get acclimated. Which leaves you 2 years of your middle school career to, like, do sports, which is, like, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, 7th grade year comes around. I was wrestling my 7th grade year, and then I got kicked out of school, and I couldn't wrestle. 8th grade year, I go wrestle, and I go undefeated. Like I said, it came natural to me. I was not a hard worker. I was not a hard worker until after high school. After high school is whenever I locked in and fucking, like, really, like, doubted it. God, I'd fucking kill those guys. I would fucking kill those guys. If I could go back, dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. I would murder those kids, okay? I would murder them. It would be a bloody massacre, a slaughter. It would be a slaughter, okay? I would kill those guys. But unfortunately, I wasn't a hard worker. I was just naturally good at the sport. And I fell in love with the sport. So my 8th grade year, I went undefeated for the entire normal season until our last tournament for the normal season, right? Before we go to, like, state and individuals. It was our last tournament. And there's spit all over my desk. That's great. Last tournament, I come up against this guy, and no. I'm wrong. No, I'm right. I come up against this guy. His name was Marvin. He was a black guy, and he was fucking a stud, bro. He was short. He had that fucking African heritage strength, bro. Like, I'm not being racist. Every race has got their thing that they're good at. The Asians are super smart. The blacks are genetically, physically superior. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're more athletic. They're just physically better than us white people. That's a fact. What are white people good at? I can't answer that question because I am a white person. But I'm actually not white. You would think that, but I'm actually half black. So I can technically say, oh God, I've already gotten kicked off of YouTube and everything. Anyways, so yeah, 8th grade year, went undefeated, came up against this stud. His name was Marvin. I remember him to this day. He was the coolest, most humble guy. Bro bear hugged me, and I never felt strength like that in my life. Never in my life did I feel a man grab me in such a way. It was mind-boggling. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's short. He just comes in and bear hugs me and then fucking pulls it in and then fucking trips me or whatever, bro. Like, I don't even remember how. I know it was a bear hug. This guy beats me with a bear hug, bro. And he doesn't pin me, but he beats me by points. He just bear hugged me, take me down, ride me out. Pause. But I lost to Marvin. And then I went back to practice, and I worked on the bear hug. I remember my coach. He was a little gay. He was a little gay. He was a little fruity. You know, it wasn't like he wasn't a full fruit. He wasn't a full watermelon, but he was like there was definitely some watermelon sprinkled in. He definitely had some watermelon, some blueberries, some raspberries. There was some fruit sprinkled in to who Tamales was. Anyways, I went back and we drilled the shit out of the bear hug, bro. I got so fucking good at defending the bear hug. You would never fucking defend me with the bear hug. But then I came across Marvin again at the individuals, right? So you're going to state individually. So it's not team. This is now individuals. So I'm going to state individually. And I come across fucking Marvin again. He's from Camden. Oh, God. Did I just spoil where I'm from? I don't know. He's from a school named Camden. And he's really good. He's really good. He's unable to bear hug me anymore. But his strength was just so impeccable that I still couldn't beat him. It was the second match was way, way, way closer, and I truly believe if we would have had a third match, I eventually would have got him. I'm sounding like Michael Chandler. Oh, I beat Charles Oliveira 9 times out of 10. I know I lost to him twice in a row, but I believe I beat him 9 times out of 10. I would have called up Marvin. Third match, I would have got Marvin. Anyways, Marvin got me the second match. I don't remember exactly what happened, but he wasn't able to bear hug me. But I don't think I was able to take him down. No, that's what happened. I think he tried to bear hug me. I defended it properly, and I would shoot on him, and then he would sprawl, and his strength was so good that he would just circle around, and he would take my back and ride me out. Pause. Anyways, so yeah, that's 8th grade. 9th grade, I'm wrestling. My school was all fucked up, dude. Like, they had me wrestling 2 weight classes up. Like, I'm in the 9th grade, so I'm not really, like, it's 12th graders, 11th graders. I'm not really doing that good, you know. I'm winning against guys my size, but I'm wrestling a lot of guys bigger than me. Like, I wrestled this one guy. He was a 12th grader, and he was wrestling 220, and I was wrestling 195. So we're one weight class different. But 220 and 195 is a big difference. That's a big difference. And this guy just he played with me like I was a little boy, bro. Like, literally, like, he should have called a charge. He should be on the sex offender list just off of how he played with me, bro. Dude picked me up and just fucking laid me on the ground and just fucking pinned me, and it was just fucking disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. Made me feel like a fucking bitch, like a little fucking girl. Anyways, I love women, all right? I love women. Anyways, I actually think that women are something that should be cherished. But they're not men. And he made me feel like a little girl that day. But 10th grade comes around, and I wrestle off against Ryan, who is a 12th grader, who's the starter for 182, 185, 180, 182, something like that. And I beat him. I beat this fucking senior. I beat this 12th grader for the starting position. But again, your boy was not a hard worker. He wouldn't cut weight. So he ended up not getting to wrestle 182 or whatever. I used to be a fat guy. I'm not fat anymore. I don't know if my fucking abs. Yep, I have abs. Yep, they're there. They're there. The bottom 2 aren't. And I know Justin Waller would make fun of me for that. But gosh, there's so many side things going on right now. Nobody's going to be able to keep up with all of them. So I beat Ryan, and I was supposed to be the starter for that weight class, but I couldn't cut the weight. I couldn't maintain cutting the weight, so I just wrestled 195, and I did decent my 10th grade year. 11th grade year, I made it to state. I lost at state my 11th grade year, and I made it to state my 8th grade year and my 11th grade year. Right after wrestling season ended for my 11th grade year, I dropped out of high school, which is one of the biggest mistakes of my life, because now I'm having to fight for my fucking what's the other thing? The GED, General Education Diploma, something like that. I don't know. I'm having to fight for that so I can get into the military. But anyways, what's up, Rascal? Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I got into like martial arts. That's like wrestling was my sport. That's what I did. I wasn't a football player. I never played football in high school. So that's how I got into wrestling, or that's how I got into like mixed martial arts and stuff. Wrestling. I'm a wrestler to my core, to my heart. Anyways, I drop out of high school and I'm basically a bum for like a few years, just smoking weed, being a fucking loser, no job, nothing, just a fucking loser. And then something one day just fucking snapped. It just fucking snapped. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go run a mile. I'm going to go run a mile. And I went outside and I ran a mile. And I was dead after. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this again tomorrow. And the next day happened and I ran a mile. And then after about a week, I bumped it up. I was like, okay, we're going to do 3 miles now. 3 miles a day. And that was all I was doing. I was just watching UFC and smoking weed and running. And then it just, every week it went up and up and up. And before I knew it, I was running 6 miles a day, 8 miles a day, right? And then at my peak, I was doing 8 miles a day. My best week that I hit when I was running was a 50-mile week. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of a 50-mile week. You do the math there, and that's a lot of miles per day. Anyways, but yes, 50 miles a week was my biggest week. And there was a point where I was running 8 miles a day, most days. So yeah, I basically fixed my life through running. Running got me motivated again. And then I found jiu-jitsu after that. And then I just did jiu-jitsu for a while. And then I found a mixed martial arts gym. Excuse me. I found a mixed martial arts gym that I went to, and then fell in love with striking. I used to hate striking. I was like, why would I do that? Why would I get punched in the face when I can just take you down and fucking choke you out? Like, my wrestling's great. I'm gonna just take you down, and my jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna just choke you out. Like, I didn't understand striking. I'll tell you who got me into striking. Israel Adesanya, bro. Israel Adesanya got me into striking, bro. The feints, the technique, the kickboxing, like how he would set stuff up, how he had this wide stance and he would move across the octagon, and like he was so unorthodox. He was so like, Adesanya's never here. He's never like he's never like, Adesanya's a very wide fighter. He's very loose, and the way that he would move around the octagon and the way that he would counter strike and stuff, it made me fall in love with striking. And then also Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy really also, that's also an honorable mention. And nowadays it's Alex Pierre. Nowadays it's Alex Pierre, because Izzy had a horrible fall off, and I'm not even talking about the losses. I'm talking about like the N-word stuff with Drakus. I'm talking about the video of him and the dog. I'm talking about like just how he's handled everything. Izzy had a bad fall off, but I hope he makes a comeback. I really do. I hope he rematches Sean Strickland and knocks Sean Strickland out, and then retires. Honestly, that would be pretty cool. I want him to get Sean and Drakus back. I really want him to get Sean and Drakus back, but that probably won't happen. Izzy's one of my favorite fighters of all time, and it's kind of like a funeral for me. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, so I started striking. So now my wrestling is really good. My jiu-jitsu is decent. And fuck belts, bro. Like, the dude who plays Venom is a purple belt. And he like fucks up black belts. Like, belts don't mean shit. All a belt means is that you've been doing it longer than me. That's all that means. Because I go to jiu-jitsu gyms and I roll with white belts and I murder them. I roll with blue belts, and it's competitive. But ultimately, in the end, a blue belt is probably going to catch me and submit me. But it's very competitive. My wrestling's way better than blue belts. And then, obviously, you get into purple belts, brown belts. They've been doing it too long. I haven't been doing it as long, so they're obviously gonna beat me. But belts are bullshit, because if they were, I'm a white belt technically. So like, why am I competitively rolling with blue belts and submitting blue belts? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, belts are bullshit. However, Colin, so yeah, I fell in love with striking, and nowadays I'm really getting into striking, not boxing but striking. Right now, I'm mainly just working on my boxing and my kickboxing. You know, I'm not really working too heavily on elbows and knees and all the crazy stuff like that, fucking shoulder strikes. I'm not really working on that right now. I'm just honing in my hands and my kicks. Got a pretty good question for a kick, bro, on this. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, so that's kind of my story. Wrestled all through my life, and then found jiu-jitsu, loved it, and then found striking and fell in love with it. And now I love the whole game. It's 2019, like a week or two before COVID hit. And what a scam that was. But COVID hits, and I have a friend, his name's Thomas, and Thomas is talking to me about like how good Conor McGregor is and all this shit. And I had never watched a UFC fight. This is 2019, like 2 weeks before the New Year's, because it was right before we got out of school. And I remember I was like, well, okay, well, who could beat Conor? Who could beat Conor? And Thomas was like, Habib, and I was like, who's Habib? Who's Habib? Bro, when I tell you I fell in love, bro, I fell in love with a man named Habib Nurmagomedov. I fell in love with this guy. I went home and I watched Habib versus Conor McGregor, and I didn't understand what I was watching, but I watched that fight, and then I watched Habib Edson Barboza, Habib Rafael dos Anjos, Habib, all of them, bro. I watched all of Habib's fights up until that point. He may have even fought Dustin by that time. I can't remember. I think he did fight Dustin in 2019, because he retired in like 2020, 2021. But yeah, I watched all Khabib's fights, and then Khabib led me into Tony Ferguson. I watched all of Tony Ferguson's fights, the Boogeyman. I watched all of Gaethje's fights after that. And yeah, that's what got me in there. That's what got me in there. Those fighters, the lightweight division is my favorite division. It will always be my favorite division. To this day, it is my favorite division. My second favorite division is the welterweight division. Because even when I started watching, it was Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns, George Masvidal, Leon Edwards, Bilal was coming up. It was those guys. And Tyron Woodley was on his way out, and it was Usman was the king. But even now, with the new champion Bilal Muhammad, Shavkat Rakhmonov fighting this weekend, gosh, what a force of nature Shavkat Rakhmonov is. But Ian Machado Gary, bro, we've got like the welterweight division stacked. Middleweight slightly dry, light heavyweights even more dry. Heavyweights on fire. With Gone, with John Jones, the greatest of all time, John Jones, Cyril Gane, I think I already said him, Tom Aspinall, the man who's going to put John Jones down, and I truly believe that. I will put money on that fight. I think Tom is going to put down John. I do. I think John's going to put down Tom. I think he's going to be too fast, and I think he's going to knock him out. And by the time they fight, John's going to be 40, and Tom's young, and he's fast, and he's powerful, and he's accurate, and I think Tom's going to put him down. Anyways, fuck, where am I at? Yeah, anyways, yeah. Lightweight and welterweight, my two favorite divisions in the UFC. Featherweight's great. Alex Max. Now, Ilia Topuria. What a fucking force of nature that guy is. Gosh, can we talk about Ilia Topuria for a minute? No, we don't have time. Go. But he keeps fucking around like he wants to go up to get against Islam, and he's gonna fuck around and find out. Like, big time. Like, Islam is not to be played with. But like, you gotta chill, bro. I get you just knocked out Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, but bro, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill, bro. Defend the title 2 or 3 more times, then we can talk about going up to Islam. Because right now, and the way that Ilya talks, I'll submit Islam, bro. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're not submitting Islam. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, yes. So that's kind of how I got in the UFC and how I got into martial arts. Relax, dude. Chill. Lay down. Lay down. Relax. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into martial arts. So one thing that I want to go over. I do want to give a brief look over the UFC 310 this weekend pay-per-view. Don't get me started on pay-per-view. Don't get me started. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. $80. $80 fucking dollars for a UFC pay-per-view. $80 for 5 fights, and most of the time they're not even good 5 fights. It's like 3 great fights and then 2 fucking nobodies. Like what the $80? What? Who am I, Drake? $80? What? What the fuck are we talking about here? Jake Paul's fighting for free on Netflix. What are we talking about? $80? Like, these other places are like the Saudi Arabians, the boxers, they're like $50 pay-per-views. Sometimes cheaper than that. The UFC's out here wanting me to pay $80 per pay-per-view? $80 a month? Are you serious? Bro, there is no other sport that is as expensive to get into and to be a part of as the UFC. If you are buying the ESPN subscription for all 12 months and you're buying all the pay-per-views, you're spending over $1,000 a year just to be a UFC fan. And that's not even to get to go to any events. You're not even going to any events. Over $1,000 just to watch the fights is absolutely retarded. If you can stream the fights illegally, do that. I should never say this because my ultimate goal in life, one of my ultimate goals in life is to become UFC champion and also to become the biggest UFC reporter, the biggest UFC independent journalist of all time. I want to do both. I want to do both at the same time because no one ever in the UFC has ever done that. No one's ever been a champion or a high-level fighter and also been an interviewer, been like the MMA Hour, like Errol Hawani, right? He's an analyst. He's a reporter, right? I want to do both. I want to be the first guy to hold a belt and to be an analyst, independent journalist for the UFC. And it's not only about the UFC. That's why it's not overkill UFC. It's overkill MMA because we've got all these other branches like Bellator, like PFL, these Japanese or not, yeah, Japanese, these Asian. It's not coming to me. I lost it. These other companies in Asia, like there's a lot of great fights, which leads me to Kai Asakura, this guy. First ever fight in the UFC. First ever UFC fight fighting for a belt. My gosh. Good golly. Talk about Alex Pereira. Championship fight in like what? 4 fights? 5 fights? Until the UFC gets a belt? What are we talking about here? Brock Lesnar, what was it? 2 fights? 2 fights? 3 fights? This dude's first ever UFC fight. He's fighting for a championship this Saturday night. Technically, when they fight, it'll be Sunday. But this Saturday night, Alexander Pantoja is going to defend his belt against a guy who is 21-4, who I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know this character. He's 21-4. That's the main event, the flyweight main event. Alexander is 34. Kai is 31. They don't have a height on him or a reach for him, which is, it was his first UFC fight. That's to be expected. Anyways, T-Mobile Arena. That's going to be, I don't know what to think about that yet. And again, this is just a brief overview of the fights this weekend. I'm gonna break all of these fights down in depth. It's going to be my second video. But obviously, co-main event, we've got Shavkat Rakhmonov, who is 18-0. By the way, he has a 100% finish rate. He's had 18 professional MMA bouts, and he has finished all 18. I don't know if this has ever been done before. The closest thing that we have seen to this is Khamzat Chimaev. And Khamzat Chimaev has had 2 decisions against Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. Now, Shavkat has not fought anyone on Gilbert Burns or Usman's level. So we're going to find out. But you got Shavkat, who is a great striker, bro. We learned that with Jeff Neal, the dark horse of the welterweight division. And I don't want to speak about this too much on this video, but Shavkat Rakhmonov is the real fucking deal. He is legit. This guy is scary. 18 fights, 18 finishes. 18 fights, 18 finishes is gnarly. That is gnarly. Unheard of. I don't think that's ever happened in MMA ever. Not even Khabib did that. Not even John Jones did that. No one's ever done that. And he's fighting, arguably, debatably, I don't think you could really disagree with this and like make a real argument for this. Ian Gary is probably the best striker in that division. I mean, after fighting Michael Venom Page, after what we saw Michael Venom Page do to Kevin Holland, like shut him down completely, just entirely shut him down, beat him up. And then for Ian Gary to go out there and beat him is crazy. Now, yes, Ian Gary got two takedowns and he had 2 submission attempts. So yes, there was some grappling there. But Ian Gary might be the best striker in this division. Again, he's so similar to Adesanya in his stance, how he moves, his counters, how he sets stuff up is beautiful. But yeah, that is my fight of the night. Like that is what I am excited for. That's what tickles my whatever. And then below that, you know, we have one of my favorite heavyweights. Everybody shits on Cyril Gane so hard for no reason, just because he had one very bad performance against the greatest of all time, John Jones, and people want to throw him away. I'm not throwing Cyril Gane away. Cyril Gane is arguably the best technical striker in the heavyweight division. You know, does he beat Tom? No. Does he beat John Jones? No. But technically, I think he's the best striker in that division. Cyril Gane is beautiful to watch, and he's fighting Alexander Volkov. That's a beautiful fight. I love that fight, and I believe this is their second fight. Cyril Gane got him last time. I think he'll get him again this time. Why am I telling you everything? Anyways, below that, we have Bryce Mitchell, of course, Flat Earth, you know, the hillbilly. Bryce Mitchell fighting Kron Gracie, the guy who pulls guard in MMA fights and doesn't know how to strike. That's going to be good. Nate Landwehr, that's great. You know, we all love Nate, you know, Nate Diaz. He's one of his boys, I believe. Chai Duho, this cat. I don't know who that is. Anyways, main card is excellent. There's not a bad fight on the main card. It's excellent. Is it worth $80? No. Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, that seems like these 2 guys are on their way out. Let's put them up against let's put 2 guys that are old and on their way out up against each other. 2 guys that are on losing streaks. 34 and 36 is crazy. I thought these guys would be like pushing 40. That is crazy. Whoever wins this fight, bro, it might be both of these guys last night out, bro. Anthony Smith is on a bad skid. Dominic Reyes is on an even worse skid. I could totally see both of these guys retiring. Vicente Luque, obviously love that guy. He's fighting Thimba. I don't know how to say his name properly. Bro, this is one of the the fights on here that's being overlooked. This fight's being overlooked. Mosar Evalev, fuck, bro. Aljamain Sterling, right? Fighting the cat who, the wrestler in the featherweight division, Aljamain Sterling, moving up to the featherweight division, fighting Masvar Evalev. Bro, fuck. That's going to be a great fight. That's the fight that's being overlooked heavily. Randy Brown versus Brian Battle. Bro. That fight is on the prelims. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about, bro? That fight is on the prelims. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? In what universe is Brian Battle, who is from North Carolina, trains in North Carolina, fighting Randy Brown? What are we talking about? That's on the undercard. That's all you need to know as to how good this card is. Early prelims. Chris Weidman fighting Eric Anders. That's cool, whatever. Cody Durden fighting Joshua Ben. That's whatever. Michael Chiesa, veteran. Max Griffin is fighting Michael Chiesa. And then we have the first two fights of the night are very interesting to me. This Kennedy Njuzuka, he's one of my favorite heavyweight fighters. He's got an 83-inch reach, which is beautiful. His striking is great. I love watching Kennedy. But even more entertaining to that, to me, is going to be watching Chase Hooper take on a guy like Clay Guida. Because Clay Guida is a guy who is not afraid to get in a firefight. He will fucking pressure forward and get in a firefight, and he is a wrestler. At his core, he is a wrestler. He will take you down, and he will butt fuck you on the ground. And Chase Hooper, we all know Chase Hooper, the skinny noodle that hasn't really, he still looks like a noodle, but kid can fight. Kid can really fight. Anyways, and he's only 25. Kid's 25, right? So imagine Chase Hooper in 5 years. Imagine Chase Hooper at 30 with his level of jiu-jitsu, and his striking is gotten exponentially better. That's a great fight. That's my favorite fight on the early prelims. Early prelims, my favorite fight is going to be Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. I'm very interested to see how that's going to be. I think Clay Guida fake retired on one of his last fights, which is pretty gay. So yeah. Clay Guida and Chase Hooper. That's going to be the fight for the early prelims, and then preliminary card is hard because this Aljamain Sterling Mosvar fight that's there. But I think Brian Battle Randy Brown, that's my favorite fight on the preliminary card. The preliminary card, Brian Battle versus Randy Brown, that might be fight of the night. That is going to be beautiful. That fight, bro, I'm telling you, that fight, lock the fuck in. Get your piss before. Get your popcorn, get your beef jerky. I'm telling you. Randy Brown, Brian Battle, fight of the night. I'm telling you. Moving on. And then main card, obviously, Shavkat Rakhmonov fighting Ian Gary. Bro, I fucking hate Ian Gary. I love his skill as a fighter. He's great. His personality fucking sucks. He's a cuck, weirdo. I don't like him. Anyways. But yes, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Machado Gary. That's going to be the main event of the night for all the UFC fans. That's the fight. That is the fight. Yes, those are my three favorites. Shavkat, Ian Gary. Shavkat versus Ian Gary. Brian Battle versus... excuse me. What is going on with me right now? Randy Brown, and then also Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. Those are the three big fights of the night. Those are the three biggest fights of the night, in my opinion. I think this is going to be an extraordinary card. Hell of a pay-per-view to end the year off. I'm just going to say that. Hell of a pay-per-view to end the year off. Main event could have been better, but hell of a pay-per-view to end the year off. Last pay-per-view of the year, and then the last fight night of the year, the final UFC event of the year, is gonna be Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. Holy shit! Oh my gosh, we're just gonna sprinkle that in there. We're just gonna sprinkle that in there. I'm gonna leave that there for you, because anybody who's in the UFC community at all, even the casuals, what are we talking about? Colby Covington fighting again on a fight night? Joaquin Buckley? Dana! Thank you. Anyways, Mackenzie Dern, nice booty. That's gonna be great to watch. Yeah, so that's the final event of the year. It's gonna be a fight night, and it's gonna be Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, UFC 310, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be excellent. One more thing before I let you guys go. I've had you here for 45 minutes, and I really, really appreciate it. Most of it was me rambling. The next video will be me breaking down UFC 310. And then the next video will be me breaking down Covington versus Buckley. So you can expect UFC 310 video to drop after the weigh-ins and after the ceremonials. So I will record that video Friday night. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to record the UFC 310 Inside the Octagon, UFC 310 predictions, and me analyzing the fights. So yeah, that's gonna be coming out Friday night. So this video is dropping Wednesday night. You're gonna get another one Friday night, and then you'll get another one sometime next week, probably about Wednesday-ish. You'll get another episode, and that episode is gonna be we have a few ideas, and I would really like you to comment below which idea you like. UFC top 10 injuries. Okay, that's a great one. UFC greatest champs in each weight division ever, right? Greatest champs in each weight division ever. And then we have the UFC rule set is garbage, and here's why. So there's 3 options. And then you have my personal pound for pound list. We could also talk about that. That's another video idea. And then we also have my top 10 fighters of all time. That's another video idea. And then on top of that, we have this one's special. This one's going to take editing. This one's going to take probably months of work. I'm working on this video, so we're not even going to talk about that one. But yeah, this is the introduction video. A little bit about me, some thoughts that I have about just the UFC. Yeah, this is going to be beautiful. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm excited to make these videos. I'm excited to move forward with this. I really enjoy it. This is something that I'm passionate about and I love. This is my dream. Before I started to film this video, I did 30 minutes on the heavy bag. I did 3 10-minute sessions on the heavy bag. It was beautiful. I loved it. My knee hurts. My shin hurts. Hands are surprisingly okay. But yeah. So those are your options. We can do my top 10 fighters of all time, or we can do my pound for pound list, or we can do the UFC rule set is garbage and here's why, or we can do greatest champions in each weight division, or we can do top 10 injuries in the UFC. Those are your options. So which one would you like to see for our next non-prediction episode, right? Which may or may not be next week. It all depends on my schedule, but you will be getting 1 video a week, guaranteed. That is what I'm committing to, 1 video a week. We're gonna build the channel up, and you may have already figured out why it's called Overkill MMA. Obviously, MMA is pretty self-explanatory. Overkill, I'm a bit overkill. But yes, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to drink your water. Be sure to get plenty of nicotine in. I recommend Zemo. I would even recommend blueberry. I also really enjoy wintergreen, and I also really enjoy grape. Now, I haven't had a chance to try Zemo's cinnamon, so right now we're doing on for cinnamon. These are mid. Don't buy these. They're mid. Zemo is the best brand by far. Well, we're gonna make a video about that. We're gonna make a video about nicotine pouches, and it's gonna be with my friend Aiden. Me and Aiden are gonna make a video about nicotine pouches. Anyways, yeah, there's like fucking 20 cans over here. Yes, I have a severe nicotine addiction. Fuck off. At least I'm not doing heroin. And yes, I am addicted to water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the episode. I appreciate you staying with me for 49 minutes, 50 minutes. I love you guys. Yeah, this is the beginning of a beautiful journey. I love you guys. Special shout out to Eric and Aiden. Cheers.